Good morning, friends. In previous class, we completed conventional questions of Francis turbine. Working principle of a Francis turbine, design proportions, and construction features, and design different how the Francis turbine is working. In the previous class, we completed. Now we will go in our class. We will solve some important conventional questions of a Francis turbine. So one by one, we will solve the questions. In the first problem, I will read out my problems on my laptop. You can follow my notes. In inward flow reaction turbine works under a head of 110 meter. The inward flow radial flow turbine working under head of so the height of the reservoir dam is around 110 meters. It operates under a head of 110 meter. The inlet and outlet diameters are the inlet and outlet diameters are 1.5 meter and 1 meter respectively. Means, for example, this is a runner, this is a shaft, this is the runner, so this is a blade. The inlet means this is a inlet, this is the outlet of the water. So from here, this we called as a R1 inner radius, outer radius we called as a R2. So then the diameters is given. The inlet means a 2. This is a 2. This is a 1. So the inlet of the water diameter is D1 is given. The inlet and outlet diameters are 1.5 meter and 2 meters respectively. So the inlet diameter is 1.5 meter and outlet diameter D2 is given 1 meter respectively. The width of the runner is constant and is equal to 150 mm. The width of the runner is it's told as a width of the runner is constant, means B1 is B2 is the same, that is equal to, it is given as a 150 mm. 150 mm we can write it as 0.15 meters. The blade angle at the outlet is 15 degrees. The blade angle is denoted as a beta. At the exit is given is a beta 2. That is a beta 2 is 15 degrees. The blade angle at outlet is 15 degrees. The hydraulic efficiency is 0.90%. Efficiency eta, hydraulic is H is given 90%, nothing but 0.9. The actual discharge of velocity at exit is 6 meters per second. The actual discharge. So I already told that discharge in the Francis turbine discharge formula, area into velocity, generalized equation for discharge is area into velocity, but in a Francis turbine velocity we take as a flow velocity. So it is given the actual discharge of velocity at exit. So discharge velocity Vf at exit is Vf2 is 6 meters per second. So this is given. So find speed of the turbine. So what they asked, find speed of the turbine is n, and blade angles is nothing but beta 1 and beta 2 is how much? Already beta 2 is given, we have to find out beta 1. And power developed by the runner. So runner power they want to find out. So this is a data is given, this is a they want to find out. So we will go for, so already told that for solving Francis turbine problems, you should first find out the U1 and VW1. If your U1 is less than VW1, the inlet triangle will be one type. If a U1 is less than, greater than VW1, velocity will be another type. So how the U1 and VW1 velocity triangles is different, I already explained in the previous class. So first we should find out the U1 and U2. So how U1 and U2 we can find out. Okay, first I will fix it the exit velocity triangle, then I will go for inlet velocity triangle. So this is a runner blade, this is a runner blade. Inlet triangle I didn't draw, I will not draw now right now. So this is a exit triangle. So this is a relative velocity at exit, this is a blade velocity u2, this is a flow velocity vf2, so this is a alpha 2, and this is a blade angle at exit beta 2. So and v2 is measures in a vf2, then here vw2 will be 0. This is a exit triangle. So first they want to find out n. So n we can find out either u1 is equal to pi d1n by 60, or we follow u2 is equal to pi d2n by 60. So from exit, from inlet out exit u2, I will take u2 is equal to pi d2n by 60. Pi is a constant, d2 is a given, n we have to find out, 60 is a constant. If you know the u2, we can find out easily n. Otherwise you can follow u1 is equal to pi dn by 60. But finding out a u1, we should know the velocity triangle. So then I will follow outlet exit velocity triangle. So how we can find out the u2? So we know that tan beta 2 is equal to, at exit triangle, outlet triangle, from outlet triangle, tan beta 2 is equal to opposite side by vf2 by adjacent side u2. So then you can find out u2 is equal to vf2 by tan beta 2. So beta 2 is given, vf2 is given, flow velocity. So by substituting vf2 and beta 2, we got u2 is equal to 22.4 meters per second. 22.4 meters per second. This is a u2 we got. So by substituting in this equation, u2 22.4 is equal to pi constant, d2 is a 1 meter into n by 60 is equal to, then when substituting all these in calculator, n we got as a 427.6 something, that is a 427 rpm. 427 rpm we got n. So the first one is over. So next blade angle set, they want to find out the blade angles beta 1 and beta 2. So already beta 2 is given. For beta 1 we should know the inlet velocity triangle. So how the inlet triangle will follow? Just listen. For fixing the inlet velocity triangle, we should know the relation of u1 and vw1. If the u1 is greater than or vw1 is greater than. So how we can conclude that u1 and vw1? So first we should find out the u1. So u1 is equal to pi d1 n by 60 meters per second. So u1 is equal to, pi is a constant, d1 is 1.5 meters given, already n1 just now we find out 427 something, 427 rpm divided by 60. By substituting all these and entering the calculator, u1 we got as a 33.5 meters per second. 33.5 meters per second. So u1 is given. Then we will find out the vw1. So how vw1 will find out? So hydraulic efficiency is there. Hydraulic efficiency is equal to vw1 u1 by gh. Already we discussed about hydraulic efficiency, runner power by water power, runner power by water power. Runner power is m dot vw1 u1, then water power mgh, potential water power is a potential energy mgh, mm gets cancelled, vw1 u1 by gh. This is a water power we got in, we already discussed in the previous lecture. So substitute the hydraulic efficiency 0.9, vw1 we don't know, u1 is no 33.5, at g is acceleration is 9.81, at this given 110 meter. Then substituting all these vw1 we will get 28.4 28.9 meters per second. This is a VW1. This is a U1. Observe this. U1 is greater than VW1. Then the velocity triangle will be, this is the velocity triangle. If U1 is less than VW1, velocity triangle will be different. Though this is a V1, this is a VF1, this is a VR1, then this total length, horizontal length is a U1, then this is a VW1. So this is a alpha 1, then this is a beta 1, this is a beta 1. So this is a velocity triangle. So from the inlet velocity triangle we can find out all these parameters. So one by one we will go for. So by substituting from a triangle tan beta 1, if you take opposite side by adjacent side, tan beta 1 opposite is this triangle, this right angle triangle we have to consider. From tan beta 1 opposite side is a VF1 divided by adjacent side is this much. This length is we required, that is a U1 minus VW1. So U1 is there, we find out, already we found out. VW1 already we completed, and we should know the VF1. So we know that discharge equation Q is equal to Q1 according to continued equation, Q1 is equal to Q2. So Q1 is a pi D1 B1 VF1 is equal to pi D2 B2 VF2. So pi is a cancel, both are constants. So in the problem that is given, width of the runner is throughout the constant, B1 B2 is same, and we cancel out, then D1 VF1 is equal to D2 VF2. So D1 is given, VF1 we should have to find out, D2 is given, VF2 is given. By substituting all these known parameters, we got unknown parameters VF1 as 4 meters per second. So VF1 is calculated. So by substituting VF1 here, what happened? VF1 4 by U1 33.5 minus VW1 28.9. So then substituting all these beta 1 we got add as a beta 1 as a something 40.5 degrees. So this is completed. So coming from alpha 1, actually alpha 1 is they don't want to find out the alpha 1, they didn't ask about alpha 1. Again it is better to find out alpha 1 also. So how alpha 1 can find out? Then tan alpha 1. So this right angle triangle will be considered, tan alpha 1. Opposite side by VF1 opposite side, by adjacent side VW1. So VF1 we know that, VW1 also we know. So by substituting VF1 and VW1, alpha 1 we got as something 78 degrees. So alpha 1 is 78 degrees. So on the last one, runner power. Runner power is equal to m dot into VW1 U1. So m dot, so mass of water flow per second we can write as a rho Q into m dot VW1 U1, again rho into discharge pi D1 B1 VF1 into VW1 U1. So rho is the density of water is a constant, pi is a constant, D1 is given, B1 is given, VF1 is given, VW1 you know that, U1 is we know that. Then runner power we got something 274.4 kilowatts. Something we got as in watts, we then convert into kilowatts. This is the answer of the runner power. The first problem is over. So go for second problem. Okay, For next problem, I will read out the problem from my laptop. Okay, estimate the main dimensions of Francis turbine to suit the following conditions. Head is 100 meters. The head is given. First note down the data. Head is given. 100 meters of head is available for the turbine, and the power is 2.5 megawatt. Power is 2.5 megawatt. In reaction turbine, if nothing is mentioned of the power, treat it as a shaft power. For an impulse turbine, if nothing is mentioned of power, treat it as a runner power. Okay, please note that in impulse turbine, if nothing is about mentioned, whether it is a shaft power or runner power is not mentioned in the problem, in impulse turbine means Pelton wheel turbine, treat it as a runner power. In a reaction turbine, treat it as a shaft power. Then we called this is a Francis turbine is a reaction turbine. Then we treat it as a shaft power. 2.5 megawatt. So I converted into 2.5 into megawatt is nothing but 10 to the power of 6 watts. And speed is 500 rpm and is given 500 rpm. The shaft is rotates under 500 revolution per minute, and the hydraulic efficiency 0.9. Hydraulic efficiency 0.9 and overall efficiency 0.85. 0.85 and flow ratio is given. Flow ratio is 0.15. Flow ratio we denote it as a KF. 0.15 is given, and ratio of wheel width to wheel dia at inlet. Ratio of wheel width is nothing but D divided by wheel dia. Dia is D. At inlet means D1 by D1 is given 0.1. So here we can write as a B1 is equal to 0.1 times of the D1. The outer dia is the twice the inner dia. Outer dia means D1, because when this is a runner blade, this is the outer dia, this is the inner dia. So outer dia is the inlet to the turbine, that means 1 sir. Inner dia is the outlet to the turbine, we call it as a 2, that's why D1. Please note that. So this is the runner blade. So generally the water enters at the outer. So inlet of flow we consider 1, exit flow we consider as a 2. Till now we consider inlet flow is 1, outlet flow is a 2. So in this problem it is given the outer dia means inlet to the flow, and so D1 is twice the inner dia. Inner dia is the exit flow. Exit flow is the 2. So D1 is a 2D2. Some students think maybe D2 is twice the 2D1. It's wrong. Always outer dia is a greater. Outer dia is a greater. Inner dia is a lesser. This is a inner dia D2, outer dia D1. D1 is always greater than. So from this D1 is always greater than D2. From this if you write this in this way, D2 is greater than D1. This is completely wrong. Please observe carefully while solving the Francis type problems when the data is given. And the flow velocity is constant throughout. Flow velocity is constant throughout means Vf1 equal to Vf2. So what they want to find? Find out the main dimensions. Main dimensions means find main dimensions means D1, B1, D2. These are dimensions. Then angles alpha 1, alpha 2, beta 1 comma beta 2. So all we should do find out dimensions of the runner blade means dimensions as well as angles. So this is the data is given. Overall efficiency, everything is clear. So we will solve one by one. solution. So we know that flow ratio Kf is equal to Vf1 by V1. So we can write as a Vf1 by root over 2ZH. Therefore Vf1 is equal to flow ratio Kf into root over 2ZH. So Kf is given 0.15, 2 constant, G 9.81, head is given. By substituting all these Vf1 we will get as a 6.64 meters per second. 6.64 meters per second. So then we will go for Vf1 is there. Next we will find out the overall efficiency. Overall efficiency is equal to, what is overall efficiency? Hydraulic efficiency into mechanical efficiency. So hydraulic efficiency is nothing but runner power by water power. Mechanical efficiency is nothing but shaft power by runner power. Runner power get cancelled, then shaft power by water power. So water power is nothing but rho QZH. Overall efficiency is equal to shaft power by water power. Shaft power by rho QGH is there. This is a water power. So from here we can find out the Q. So overall efficiency is there 0.85. Shaft power is there 2.5 into 10 to the power 6 rho density of water. Q we have to find out, G is there, H is there. Then we got as a Q by substituting all these. Q is equal to 2.99 meter cube per second. This is a discharge is coming. Still now we didn't complete the main dimensions. We should find out all these parameters, then we will go for the right way path of the problem. So then Q1, so Q is there. So we can find out Q is equal to, we know that Q is equal to pi d1 b1 Vf1. Q is equal to area into velocity. Q is equal to area into velocity. If we consider Q1 A1 into Vf1, then Q1 is equal to pi d1 b1 is the area into Vf1. Q1 is there, pi is constant, d1 is given, d1 and b1 is the relation is given. By substituting all of these, Q1 is a 2.99 into pi is there, d1 is given, so d1 is not given, d1, and width of the wheel width to is given, that is since b1 by d1 is given something 0.1 something, yes, 0.1 is given, then b1 is equal to 0.1 times d1. So substituting here, b1 is a 0.1 d1 into Vf1. So Vf1. So Vf1 is there. Vf1, how much we got as Vf1? Around 6.64. 6.64. So total equation, in the total equation d1 is unknown. The d1 we got as a 1.198 meters. Then already we know the relation, b1 by d1 is 0.1. Then b1 is equal to d1 into 0.1. Then substituting all of these, b1 is got as a 0.198 meter. Again we know the relation, d2 to d1 is equal to 2 times of the d2. Then d2 inner diameter is equal to outer diameter by 2. Then by substituting all of this, d2 we got as a 0.59 meters. So main dimensions, d1 is completed, b1 is completed, d2 is completed. Now we will go for angles. For finding out the angles, we should know the velocity triangle should be, we should draw the velocity triangle. So for drawing the velocity triangle, we should know the relation between u1 and vw1. Generally for dimensions, means dimensions width, runner diameter of inlet or runner diameter of outlet, we need not to draw velocity triangle, but finding out the angles of the blade, we should draw the velocity triangle. For Francis turbine, for draw the velocity triangle, we should conclude that V1 and VW1 and VW1. So first find out the U1 and UW1. Conclude that VW1 is greater than or U1 is greater than. So then only we can draw the velocity triangle. So how we can find out the U1? So U1 is equal to pi d1 n by 60. So U1 is equal to meters per second. Then U1 is equal to pi is constant. Diameter already we find out 1.198. Speed is given 500 by 60. By substituting all of these, U1 we got as a 31.36 meters per second. This is a U1. We will get as a 31.36 as a U1. Then we have to find out VW1. How VW1 find out? From hydraulic efficiency or overall efficiency we can find out. So hydraulic efficiency is a VW1 U1 by G into H. So hydraulic efficiency is nothing but a runner power by water power. Runner power is a m dot VW1 U1 by water power is a potential energy m dot GH. Gets cancelled. This is a VW1 U1 by GH. This is a hydraulic efficiency. So hydraulic efficiency is given in the problem 0.9. So VW1. So U1 is a 31.36. G is a 9.81. H is given 100. Then substituting VW1 we got as a VW1 as a 28.15 meters per second. Again compare this. So again U1 is greater than VW1. Therefore the velocity triangle, inlet velocity triangle will be, so inlet velocity triangle will be like this. So exit velocity triangle always a right angle. So this is a V1 with the alpha 1. This is a flow velocity vertical component Vf1. This is a VR1. This is a beta 1. So the total length is a U1. This is a horizontal component of absolute velocity VW1. This is a U1. So all this. Again this is a relative velocity, it is a V2. This is a beta 2. This is alpha 2. This is Vf2. Then this is a U2. Here VW2 will be 0 because of Francis turbine the water leaves axially. Then alpha 2 is 90 degrees. Then VW2 will be 0. So from this again finding out the inlet triangle. From inlet triangle one by one we should find out U1 is greater than. So this is a triangle, U1 is greater than VW1. This is a triangle is applicable, U1 is greater than VW1. Then tan beta 1 we will take. Tan beta 1 is equal to this triangle we have to consider. So Vf1 opposite side by Vf1, adjacent side is a U1 minus VW1. U1 minus VW1. So Vf1 we know that, U1 we know that, VW1 know that. So by substituting Vf1, U1 and VW1, beta 1 we got 64 degrees. 64 degrees. So beta 1 is completed. Then alpha 1. So how alpha 1 is will get? Tan alpha 1. For tan alpha 1 this triangle we should consider. Tan alpha 1. Tan alpha 1 is the opposite side Vf1 by adjacent side is a VW1. So Vf1 we know that, VW we know that. Then substituting Vf1, VW1, alpha 1 we will get 13.27 degrees. So beta 1 is over, alpha 1 is over. Then go for velocity outlet velocity triangle or exit velocity triangle. In again alpha 2 we should not calculate because in modern Francis turbine water leaves axially, that means alpha 2 is 90 degrees. There is a fixed value. Then for finding out U2 cos beta 2. We will go for cos beta 2. Cos beta 2 or tan beta 2. Yes, tan beta 2 is simple. Tan beta 2 is equal to opposite Vf2 by adjacent u2. So Vf2 we know that because the flow velocity throughout this constant is given in the problem, Vf1 already we find out Vf1 is same as a Vf2, because in the problem is given flow velocity throughout is constant, then Vf1 is how much the Vf1 is there, Vf2 also is the same amount. So u2, you should find out the u2. So how we can find out u2? We can calculate u2 is equal to, we know that pi d2 n by 60 meters per second. So pi is constant, d2 is no, n is no, 60 is constant. By substituting all these, u2 we got as a something u2 we got as a 15.68 meters per second. So u2, this is you know that. So then Vf2 you know that, u2 you know that. By substituting u2 and Vf2, so Vf2 is same as Vf1, because in the problem it is given flow velocity at inlet is same as a flow velocity at outlet, means flow velocity is everywhere is constant. In the problem it is given. Then substituting Vf2 u2 beta 2 we know, we will got as a something beta 2 is a 22.96 degrees we got as a beta 2. So this is a second problem. Okay, we will go for the next problem, third problem. Okay, for next third problem, I will read out the problem of my laptop. A Francis turbine is to be designed to develop 370 kilowatt. A Francis turbine is designed to develop a 370 kilowatt. So the data is given. So the Francis turbine is to develop 370 kilowatt. This, if nothing is mentioned, the power is a short power. 370 kilowatt means 370 into kilo is 10 to the power of 3 watt. Develop 370 kilowatt under a head of 70 meter. The head is given as a 70 meter. The head is nothing but the height of the Francis turbine from the head available to the reservoir is the head is given nothing, how much, 70 meter. See, observe in the Francis turbine and the Pelton problem, Pelton wheel is around 200-300 meters of head is available, but the Francis around 70 meters, means it is a low head turbine. The speed is 750 rpm, speed is given as a 750 rpm, the shaft is revolving 750 revolutions per minute. The following is the data of the turbine. Ratio of width of the runner to dia at inlet is, width of the runner is B1, the ratio B1 to dia at inlet D1 is given, ratio of width of the runner B1 by dia of inlet D1 is a 0.1 is given, then B1 we can write as a 0.1 times the D1. Ratio of inner dia to outer dia is 0.5. Ratio of inner dia is nothing but D2. Already I explained the previous problem. Inner dia is a D2, outer dia is a D1. In the outer dia the inlet flow is there. Inlet dia exit flow, that way 2. D2 by D1 is equal to 0.5. That means D2 is equal to, just listen, the ratio of inner dia, yes, D2. So then D2 is equal to 0.5 times the D1 is given. Next, the problem, ratio of hydraulic efficiency 0.95, hydraulic efficiency is given 0.95, 95%, and the mechanical efficiency is given, as a 0.84. Circumferential area occupied by the thickness of vanes is 5%, means the K is given as a 5%. This means this much of circumferential area is occupied by the blades. So remaining is means entire this runner, this is a number of blades. So this is a 5% of thickness of blades is occupied. So remaining 95% portion of, in the remaining 95% of portion the water will flow. That means the K is 0.95. This is a flow ratio factor. Means 5% the blades is occupying. So in the remaining cross section area the water will flow. This is a 0.95. Means 100% minus 5% is a 95%, that is a 0.95. So means total blade area lo, so ఇది రన్నర్ అనుకుంటే ఈ రన్నర్ బ్లేడ్స్ ఇలా ఉన్నాయి. ఈ రన్నర్ బ్లేడ్స్ లో 5% ఆక్యుపై అయిపోయింది. 5% ఆక్యుపై అయిపోయింది, ఇలా 5% బ్లేడ్స్ ఆక్యుపై అయిపోయి. సో రిమైనింగ్ ఈ గ్యాప్ లోంచి వాటర్ ఫ్లో అవ్వాలి. సో రిమైనింగ్ 95% లోనే వాటర్ ఫ్లో అవ్వాలి. సో 95% అంటే ఎంత, 0.95. సో దట్ ఈస్ ఇట్ ఈస్ గివెన్ ఇన్ ద ప్రాబ్లం. సో దెన్ calculate, assume constant velocity flow throughout. Constant velocity flow means Vf1 is same as a Vf2. So find out, calculate guide vane angle at inlet. Yes, guide vane angle is means nothing but from the water is coming from the penstock is entered to the scroll casing or this casing of turbine, then it is entered to the guide vanes, then it will go for runner. So before going to the runner, it is go from the guide vanes. So means before going to the runner is nothing but alpha 1. So the guide vane angle is nothing but alpha 1 is given as so they want to find out alpha 1 and runner blade angle at inlet beta 1 and the last one is a runner blade angle at outlet. Runner blade angle means beta 2 outlet. This means this is a turbine, these are runner blades, all these are runner blades. This is a casing, here is the so here the guide vanes is there. So the water will flow from guide vanes to runner vanes. So guide vane angles means the water flow angle. So water flow angle means the water enter to the blade. So water enter to the blade is alpha 1. So guide vane angle is alpha 1, that is nothing but enter to the turbine runner vane. So alpha 1 they want to find out, beta 1 runner blade angle at inlet and runner blade angle at outlet. This is a problem is given. So then we will go for one by one. Okay, I think flow ratio is given in the problem. Just wait a minute. Yeah, in this problem flow ratio also given. Flow ratio is given, I mentioned here. Kf1 is a 0.15. Yes, I forgot about reading the flow ratio. So from solution, flow ratio Kf1 is equal to inlet flow velocity by absolute velocity, then Vf1 by root over 2Gh. Then Vf1 is equal to Kf into root over 2Gh. Kf is given, flow ratio, 2 constant, G constant, head is given in the problem 70. By substituting all of this, we will get Vf1 is equal to 5.56 meters per second. 5.56 meters per second. For finding out the angles, of any turbine or pump, we should know all the velocity vector components. Without knowing the velocity components, we will not go for, we are unable to solve the angles. So that's why in every problem first I will solve the velocity components. So then Vf1 is completed, then we know the hydraulic efficiency and mechanical efficiency. What is hydraulic efficiency? hydraulic efficiency nothing but runner power by water power. What is mechanical efficiency? Shaft power by runner power. Runner power get cancelled, then shaft power by water power. So hydraulic efficiency is 0.95, then mechanical efficiency is 0.85, shaft power is 370 into 10 to the power of 3 watts divided by water power is nothing but rho QGH. Rho QGH. Rho is the density of water, 1000 kg per meter cube. Density we don't know. G acceleration we got 9.81 meter per second. H is given in the problem. By substituting all of this, we will get Q as a 0.067 or something, 0.67 meter cube per second. So how many formulas we know that all formulas we should apply for finding out all the velocity components. So Vf1 is there, so V1 is there, Q1 is there. So all from Q1 discharge Q1 is equal to, we know that Q1 is equal to area into velocity, nothing but area into flow velocity Vf1. Area is nothing but pi d1 b1 circumferential area into flow velocity. In this problem K factor is given. So then Q is equal to this much. Q is equal to 0.67. This is a K is 9 point thickness factor, pi constant, d1 is it is given, d1 is we know that d1 and d1 b1 relation is the 0.1 of d1 and Vf1 we know that Vf1 5.56. From this entire equation d1 is unknown, then d1 is by substituting all of d1 is a 0.638 meter we get. So whenever d1 is there, b1 we should find out, because b1 by d1 is equal to, it is given as a 0.1, then b1 is equal to 0.1 into d1 0.638. By substituting b1 we got as a 0.068 0.068 yes, 0.638 means 0.633 into 0.068 meters. Again d2 we can find out, d2 is equal to 0.5 times the d1, 0.5 times the d1, so 0.5 into d1.638. By substituting d2 we got as a 0.318 meters something, 31 meters. So whenever d1 and d2 we know that we can find out the u1. So for finding out the angles of any turbine or any pump, we should draw the velocity triangle. For drawing of the velocity triangle for Francis turbine, we should know the relation between u1 and vw1. So then u1 we can find out, u1 is equal to pi d1 n by 60. By substituting pi and d1 n and 60, you got as a u1 as a 25.05 meters per second. Then we should find out the vw1. So vw1 we will find out the how we can find out the vw1. Hydraulic efficiency is equal to runner power by water power, nothing but we got as a vw1 u1, finally we get out gh, finally we got as a vw1 u1 by gh. Hydraulic efficiency is given as a 0.95 is again, vw1 we don't know, u1 already we found out 5.05, g 9.81, head is given as a 70 meters I think so. So by substituting all of this, vw1 we got as a 26.04 meters per second. So observe u1 and vw1 relation. Here u1 is less than vw1. In previous two problems u1 is greater than vw1, but in this problem u1 is less than vw1. Then inlet triangle velocity triangle will be the original triangle. This is the inlet velocity triangle. So this is the exit velocity triangle. This is the v1, vr1, vf1, this is a u1, this is a vw1, alpha 1, beta 1, VR2, VF2, U2, this is beta 2, this is alpha 2, then alpha 2 is 90 degrees, VF2 is equal to V2, then VW2 will be 0 in a Francis turbine, modern Francis turbine, because water leaves the axial. This is the inlet velocity triangle. So everything you know that. Then we can find out from inlet velocity triangle, tan beta 1 is tan beta 1. Tan beta 1 is equal to opposite side Vf1 by adjacent side is a VW1 minus U1. This triangle we should consider. Tan beta 1 is equal to Vf1 by adjacent side VW1 minus U1. This portion we required VW1 minus U1. So Vf1 without VW1 you know that, U1 without U1 we know that. So by substituting all of these beta 1 we will get 5.56 something 79.87 79.87 degrees. Then alpha 1 again same tan alpha 1 is equal to this entire triangle we should consider. This is a right angle triangle. So Vf1 by adjacent side VW1, Vf1 we know, VW1 we know. By substituting VW1, Vf1 VW1, alpha 1 as a alpha 1 we got as a 12 degrees. So inlet guide band angle we know that, inlet runner bed angle we know that, and exit runner bed angle we should find out. Anyhow, exit guide band angle always alpha is 90 degrees. We should not calculate again. So beta 2 we have to find out runner blade angle. So we take tan beta 2 from exit angle. Tan beta 2 is equal to opposite side Vf2 by adjacent side U2. Vf2 we know. How we know that? In the problem is given flow velocity throughout is constant, means since Vf1 is equal to Vaf2. So Vf1 we know that, then Vf2 we know that. So U2 we should find out. U2 as a pi d2 n by 60. Pi constant, d2 we know that, n be given in the problem 60 is a constant. Then substituting all of this, U2 is got as a 12.48 meters per second. 12.48. So Vf2 we know that, U2 is by substituting all of these beta 2. So Vf2 is same as a V1. By substituting V1, by substituting U2 is a 12.42, beta 2 we got as a 24 degrees. So this is a runner blade angle at exit. So I solved 3 different types of numericals in a Francis turbine. You follow you will practice more problems in different textbooks by R.K. Bansal or R.K. Rajput or D.S. Kumar, any one of the textbook you can follow for practicing the more numericals. Okay, today this class is over. Tomorrow we will start a new topic, Kaplan turbine. Thank you.